Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Sally, and you are listening to the Triple M podcast. And this is a very special episode today because actually, this is the third language that has appeared on this podcast, and I guess that's my only claim to fame. But anyway, we have a special digital guest today, and that is, of course, no other than the owner of and the man behind the YouTube channel Total Metal Rejection, Trez. What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah,
So, thanks for coming on. And I actually wanted to talk about this when we spoke before, but then I forgot about it. And there was this one thing that sparked this rage inside me again, and let me lay out the situation for you and then tell me your opinion about it. So just like a mini question before, have you ever bought a VIP ticket to a metal show?
VIP tickets. I don't think so.
All right.
Nah, yeah, I don't think so. Probably couldn't afford it anyway.
Yeah, so In Flames are coming to Latvia in May, and of course I have to go see them. And yeah, I know they are not the same band that they were before, but like it's better to see them sooner than later, I guess, if you haven't seen them. And when I was buying the tickets, I saw this option meet and greet, and it cost like 120 euros. That's like 130 bucks. And I don't know whether I would pay any money to see anybody on this planet, and I don't think that's really an organic experience to meet somebody, to get a picture or to get a signature if you pay for it. So, you might actually know what I'm talking about, but I will tell you about three little situations and then tell me what you think about that. So there are these three YouTubers, or I guess two YouTubers with three stories. So I will try to make this as quick as possible. So the first guy, he buys a VIP ticket to the Megadeth show, pays like 200 bucks for it. Basically, everything he gets is a high five from Dave Mustaine. Situation number two, a guy buys VIP pass for, I guess it was Cradle of Filth and something else. He gets like some kind of a custom pin set or something like that, and he gets to meet the supporting band but doesn't get to meet the actual Cradle of Filth. Situation number three, the guy buys a VIP ticket to, I don't know, remember which band was that, but anyway, he buys the VIP ticket and he doesn't get, basically the security guards don't let him in to the backstage with the pass. So there goes his money. So yeah, what do you think about basically the whole idea behind the VIP tickets and about these three situations?
Wow, that really that really sucks if you don't like you just get a you pay so much money just to maybe get like a backstage pass so you could chill out with the band and then just all you get is like a high five. Or not get in at all. It depends on the security guard. But I think just thinking about it, the only thing I have spent is just to go to like a balcony, just a special section, just to check out the band. Um, because there's certain venues that are kind of big. Like here we have the Nokia Theater, I believe it's called, and it's a big area. And I went to go see Overkill, and we just paid just to be in the balcony. That way we could be watch them because just to be more comfortable, I guess. Because I was
Yeah.
going there with my wife and my brother-in-law, so we just wanted just to relax and just watch them instead of trying to like dodge skinheads and stuff in the pit. So, but yeah, I could. I guess it's cool because you get some sort of like a merch or whatever. But again, it doesn't. It seems it's nothing like when you meet the band. Let's say outside outside the venue and they're really cool about it,
Yep.
or you see the band, one of the band members in the bar, and you want to take a picture with them, and they're really cool. I think that experience is it's more memorable than like I paid and they have to shake my hand, or it's again it has its ups and downs. Like a band from Europe, I would love to go see bands and hang out with them and talk to them. I guess for that experience, it might be worth it. But again, maybe the band is having a bad day, and to accommodate someone that is paying for that, you might not get them at their best. Because I've that's happened to my brother-in-law actually. He went to go see Slipknot. It was his. Oh no, it was Fear Factory. It's two cases. Okay, I got two stories, not my stories, but there's someone else's story.
Okay.
And my brother-in-law, he went to go see Slipknot. This is back in the day when they were like, I guess, heavier. I don't know. But he's still a big fan of Slipknot. But he went to go see them, and he loved that band so much. I think he had a VIP, the whole thing, and he got too excited, and he started climbing something just to get a better look while they were playing. So the security guard didn't like that, and kicked him out, and he wasn't let back in.
Oh shit.
And this was on their second song, and he had a VIP. So yeah, that sucks.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So again, the security guards, again, they don't. They're just there to do their job, and and sometimes they could be like dicks as well. So it all depends on who's in a good mood that day and how your luck is. And the other case was I'm from El Salvador originally. I guess born over there, but raised here in New York. Um, and I have a friend over there. He's in a band. It was called Raíces Torcidas, which is Twisted Roots, I guess. And he loves and worships Fear Factory and Strapping Young Lad and the Berserker. Those are his favorite bands. So he had a chance to go to, I think it was California or Maryland. I forget which one it was, and Fear Factory was playing. So he went all out because he came to the states and he had the opportunity that Fear Factory was going to play, and that's his favorite band. So he got the works. He went to get the VIP tickets, backstage pass and everything, like a meet and greet. Um, and the bassist for Fear Factory, then he was in Strapping Young Lad too. This is from when they had reformed and put out that album Archetype, I think it's called. And so he took out his phone and took a picture, or camera, I think it was. And the bassist didn't like that. So he just pointed him out to the security while they were playing, and he got kicked out of the show. And
Yeah, that's messed up also.
yeah, he started crying. It was his favorite band, so he started crying.
Yeah, like, people who film all of the show, like, yeah, I get that, like, maybe kick them out or something like that, but people who just take out their phones just to take a little snippet or just a picture or two, like, I mean, why would you kick out the guy for that?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like dressed head to toe in like in Fear Factory, like a shirt. And when you go see a band, um, you want to support the band, so you put on I guess the shirt, and it just sucks that he got kicked out.
And did it change his attitude, like, about the Fear Factory, about their music, or did he still remain the same?
I guess yeah, it did kind of sting him a little bit. Um, he's based his own music based on Fear Factory and the Berserker and stuff like that. So it did kind of hurt him. So it did change his view on the band, but the band made it clear, like the band doesn't like to get photographed. Um, you know, I guess every band has their own little things that they probably don't like, and like some bands don't like to just the fans sometimes might get to them. I don't know, but yeah, it did change him a little bit.
I have heard that the Misfits have this like some kind of weird rule that you can't like use phones at their shows or something like that. Are you a fan of them or no?
Yeah, I like the Misfits. You know, growing up, obviously, uh, skateboarding was like a big thing for me. So I delved into a lot of punk, and just growing up, um, I I do like the Misfits, but only certain songs. I wouldn't know every single album of theirs, but I do know that the Misfits, and also I guess Doyle is the I think he's the lead vocalist, I believe. But yeah, I've heard stories that yeah they don't appreciate um, anybody filming them, or taking out their phones and stuff.
Yeah, but well, again, as I said before, like if you want to take a picture or two, I mean, nothing wrong with that in my opinion. Like, why do they have to get so pissed about it? I really don't get that.
Yeah, yeah, and I understand that sometimes it must be a little bit frustrating, like having you're they're trying to play, and and you got someone's phone in your face. I know because I've been guilty of that too. I actually have a video that I recorded for Dehumanize. I was like front row. It was in St. Vitus, and yeah, I recorded his soul. That's how close I was to. And when I reviewed it, I was like, yeah, damn, I was like totally in his face. I mean, he didn't mind at all. But yeah, I actually told him that I was gonna put that video out, but by watching it, I was like, I don't know, it's like too, like really in his face. So you know, we gotta also try to give the band a little space as well. Um, Sometimes you just gotta understand where the band is coming from. Obviously, dehumanized from New York, so or Long Island, which is pretty much almost the same. But when a band's on tour, or they might have had a rough night, or some of the bands just sleep in their vans, maybe they haven't showered or whatever, and they're just having a crummy day, um, and they just want to. Sometimes by shoving a phone in their face, it might just take that experience, just make them even more upset. Yeah. So it's a good thing to for the bands to know that they're on the road, and they have to put up a good face, because when you go play a show, it's not the fans' fault that you're having some issues on the road, because that always happens. And at the same time, the fans have to just understand that the bands can't be 100%, maybe 100% performing, but not 100%, in a good mood.
Well, yeah, of course, that's understandable. But okay, before we move on to the next topic, we have a little segment that's actually a debut of the segment, and well, basically, I will name you some albums, and you have to basically describe them in one sentence, let's say, okay?
Oh God, you're familiar with my channel. You know, I tend to ramble and, and screw up names. So okay, just be warned. So let's do this.
No pressure, no pressure. Okay, Death Symbolic.
Oh, I love that album. I just absolutely worship that album. I know how to play. I have to say, um, I had it on tape before, so I know how to play up to Crystal Mountain, and I think that was the last song on the first side. And but not correctly, obviously, not with the tabs, just by ear. But yeah, I used to know how to play half of the songs, and a very fucked up version of every single solo.
Nice.
But
All
yeah,
right.
I cherish that album. It's just the way it's recorded, his voice, and everybody that was involved in that album, from the basses to I think it was Glenn Hogan that was on drums. with Gene Hogan. But yeah, it was just an amazing album.
Okay, moving on. Typo negative, bloody kisses.
Mm. Oh, that's my wife's territory right there. She loves Type O Negative. Well, yeah, it's Type O Negative, very unique band. Uh, Very seasonal band as well. They only play, or used to play, obviously, with Peter Steele, rest in peace. Um, they only used to play during the fall, and they never liked to tour because Peter Steele never liked to leave New York. But yeah, Bloody Kiss is an amazing album. Um, Obviously, their sound could. I don't know if you could replicate that sound. Obviously, you can't replicate Peter Steele's voice, but yeah, just amazing tone from Kenny, the guitarist, and just amazing. Love every. Don't know every single song on that. Again, this is my wife's territory. Actually, she bought the box set for Type of Negative that has their 5 other albums, and I made a video for it. But again, in my stupidity, um, while I was making the video, I had a green screen like I'm kind of doing now,
Yeah.
and all their vinyls are neon green, pretty much the typo green, pretty much. Um, and you can't even see the records because it blends into the green screen eats them up, so it looks like I'm holding nothing. So that's another one I'll probably have to re-record. But yeah, Bloody Kiss is great. All the songs on there are just outstanding, just really great, and girls really love that album.
Convulse, world without God.
Mm. Compose, World Without God. I don't not too much familiar with Compose.
Oh shit,
Um,
man, you have to check them out then. They are from Finland, and this is a pretty killer album from the 90s, so yeah, must
oh
listen.
wait, Compose. Oh, from Finland. Yeah. No, definitely not too familiar with them. I've like heard of
Alright,
them, but not never got a chance to like fully check them out.
okay, then let's move on. Iron Maiden, Brave New World.
uh, Iron Maiden, Brave New World. That's when. Is that when? What's they changed vocalists, right?
I think that's when Bruce came back, maybe. I don't know. That's my favorite Iron Maiden album, but I am not sure actually what happened there. But I think that's his comeback album.
Is that where Name of the Rose is that the album?
The
Uh,
Wicker Man, Dream of Mirrors. Uh, well, basically, you gave a pretty good reaction, so we can move on. Um, Dying Fetus, Reign Supreme.
oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, Dying Fetus Reign Supreme, really, really good. I can't again. Dying Fetus has been one of my obviously favorite bands growing up. Um, I remember that I used to when I used to come here to the states, and I used to record on tape a radio station, and they used to have post a lot of like death metal. I used to have certain nights for Monday Night Mayhem, I think it was called, and but I never knew who that band was because they always said this is the new stuff from DF. I'm like, okay. Until later, I realized that it was Dying Fetus. The only reason why they said it was DF is because it was a Christian university radio that that they were playing that. But it was that um, it was from that album. Just it was great, great album. Again, Dying Fetus is just their sound may have gotten a little bit more brighter, which is I think the only thing that I kind of miss that old school dirty sound that they used to have with a lot of bass. On their newer records, it's a little bit more polished, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just sounds a little bit brighter. But yeah, Dying Fetus. Really, really, really killing, crushing album.
Dark Throne, Panzerfaust.
Oh, you're putting some really good ones out there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've always that's one of my favorite bands of black metal. Um, just always been consistent, and that's one thing that I do love about them. That every single album, whether I know there's a lot of people that say the blue albums versus the red albums, but
Wait, man, I mean, I don't you mean Dark Funeral? I wanted to ask you about this, but I think maybe I didn't say that clear enough. But I meant Dark Throne, not Dark Funeral.
oh, Dark Throne, oh jeez.
Sorry about that. I
No,
guess I didn't say that clear enough.
which album again?
Panzerfaust,
Faust. Hmm.
the one with the trees on the cover and like these like really loud vocals.
Well, their albums, especially the obviously the older ones. You're saying you mean Faust?
I don't know how to pronounce it. Panzerfaust, like I don't know what that means, but yeah, I guess that's their fifth or fourth album, maybe. I guess that's their fifth.
Yeah, yeah, Dark Throne. I just Blaze in the Northern Sky at the Transylvanian Hunger, and yeah, Panzer Falls. I must have skipped that one because I probably haven't heard that one.
Fair enough. Human Remains using sickness as a hero.
Oh, I love that album. That's one of the craziest artworks ever.
Yeah. Got it. Bleed for us to live, of course.
Oh, of course, of course. And again, I have to thank you for reminding me that that Repulsive Echo vinyl. That's
Thank you,
awesome.
man. Thank you for you know what. Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, but
Um,
great album. I got that on just a tape. I mean, bootleg, I guess, tape. When the good years of tape trading uh, back in the '90s, and I never knew who they were. It just said gutted, and it just scratched into the tape. And yeah, I used to play the crap out of that tape. Um, by far, one of the biggest influence in death metal, at least for me, was that the album that I always go back to. Really enjoy that album.
oh, you know what? I wanted to also ask you, do you have the flag with the album artwork or no?
No, I missed out on the flag.
But
Yeah.
was there even like a flag even made? Because I remember contacting Repulsive Echo with the proposal, I guess, or an idea that it would be really cool to see the cover on the flag, and they said that they are already like sold out, so I didn't even see that they were there. But were they even made?
Yes, they were made because I know that
Uh,
Danny from Malignancy, um, he sold me the other a CD that Repulsive Echo had from Gutted, which I didn't
yeah.
even know they had another album, and he told me that he had a flag that he got from Repulsive Echo. And yeah, I think I remember seeing that on his Facebook that he had a flag and everything. I was like, oh man, this is so cool. But yeah, it was already sold out when I checked in on it myself. Also, the tape I think was gone too. So yeah,
Yeah, that sucks. But okay, the last album is Judas Priest Firepower.
Judas Priest Firepower. Oh, Judas Priest always been like Firepower. Would that be their latest one, right? Their
Yep.
Yeah, that was really good. That caught me off guard because Judas Priest hasn't been on, let's say, my radar or um, yeah, it hasn't been on my radar in a long time. Like I don't keep up with Judas Priest, but when so Judas Priest came out with a new album, I'm like, oh okay. and then I got a chance to hear one of their songs. It's just blown away. Still, they still got it, and um, Rob's still fucking amazing. So yeah, really, really good album. That one really caught me off guard. I didn't think, they would put out another album, and I didn't think too much of it. But when I heard it, it was like great, really awesome.
Yep, agree. Okay, let's switch gears, and I guess this is more like a, I guess, technical or gear question. Have you seen the grindcore documentary "A Slave to the Grind"?
Slaves to the grind.
Well, I guess not then, but I would really recommend it. But anyway, so I was watching it and they were talking about Carcass, and there was this one thing that they mentioned that I found really interesting about the way that they did those pitch shifted vocals. So basically, how they described it is that they used a guitar distortion pedal, they hooked it up to the uh, to the no, I am fucking it up. I mean, basically, they used the guitar pedal to distort their vocals. So I just wanted to ask you whether you have done anything like that in your lifetime.
No, but the guitarist that is in the band that I'm in, even though we're on a big long break, I guess. Yeah, he's done that for the demo that we had. Yeah, he's done that. He knows how to do that. I wouldn't know how to do that. I would love to do that because I'll love to do something like Gutterlax or something like that in that
Yeah.
vein, or Rumper Prop. But yeah, that technical aspect of it, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to do that, but I would love to try something like that because I love the way that sounds.
I guess there's this cable that you can, like, you take your microphone, plug it into the one side of the cable, then put the other side of the cable in your guitar amp, and of course with the pedal in the middle of the chain, and that's basically it, I guess. But I just want to get somebody who actually has done it. I did some small research, but like, yeah, it didn't seem that difficult, but I could find a way to mess it up, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll have to try that actually. When I have to ask him about that when I go to his house. Um, yeah, check it out.
I saw that some people were doing something like that with some like weird pedals, like a wah pedal and stuff like that, and yeah, it sounds cool and stuff, but like the thing that actually interests me is like using an HM2 pedal to distort your vocals. Like, how would that sound?
It must sound pretty crazy.
Okay, so I sent you that text file and I will be putting you on the spot right now. So, as you mentioned yourself, you are very good and at pronouncing band names and stuff like that.
Oh
So,
boy.
uh, probably the majority of the people that are listening this are uh, Latvians. So I sent you some Latvian words for you to try and pronounce. So in the document you see there is an English word and there is a Latvian word. I don't really remember the words that I wrote, so this will be pretty fun for me too, I guess. But try and not to look too forward ahead. I try to space them out as good as I could. So yeah, do you see the document or did it go through or no?
Yeah, I have it here. I have it here.
Okay, so I think there were like 10 words or something like that.
Yeah, there's 10. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you can read the English word first and then try and pronounce the Latvian one then.
Oh Jesus! All right, hold on. Let me take a sip of beer. That way I could just loosen up the tongue a little bit.
Okay,
All right, so we
so
got death. There you go. um, Jesus. Is that an E with the C with the? Wait, not what? Not not.
So I guess the trickiest thing are those lengthening marks, because all of the letters are the same as in
Yeah.
English. I mean, it's not like Russian, like Cyrillic or however you call them. Like the letters are the same, but the biggest trick is to get those lengthening and I guess softening marks down.
Yeah, a little bit. So let's see. Nashiv? Not. How would you even pronounce that?
Nave.
Nave?
Yep. Okay, yo. So yeah, maybe let's try the second one then.
Let's see. Second one, X. Crevis?
Cirvis.
Sirvis?
Yeah, that was pretty good actually.
Sirvis. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Next one is coffins. Sarki.
The length. Yep, that was pretty good. You are getting down those
right.
lengthening marks.
Okay, this one's kind of messed up. This one's suffocation. Nos mascana? Nos mascana. No. Nos mas. No.
Nosmakšana.
Nos makshana?
Oh yeah, that was also pretty good, man.
Wow.
Major props actually. I didn't expect that you would get those down. That was good.
All right, the beer's. That means the beer's working. Hold on. Take another sip. All right, number 5 is skull. Gavas. Cows? Gavas.
Yep.
Wait, Gavas cows?
Yep.
Oh wow, cool.
Nice, man. I'm impressed.
All right, we got. All right, I'm on the roll here. Okay, let's see. We got cannon. Jesus. Leg Galbas? Wait. Legalbas? No, that's wrong.
Nope.
Wait. Leg Galbas?
Leo Gabels.
Leo Gabas. Oh, okay.
Nice. So yeah, I tried to make them progressively harder, so the next one should be harder, I think. Oh, except the next one. Yeah, that's actually pretty easy, I think, for you.
Okay, blood. Blood. This is Asanis?
Nope.
Asinis.
Asinis.
Asinis. Okay. Asinis.
Yeah. Next one is good, yes.
Whoa. Okay, internal bleeding. Okay.
It's a hard one, yeah. I will give you that.
Wait. Ixeja asinosana? Asinosnia. Wait.
Man, you said it pretty good before that.
Asinosana? Wait.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Okay. What's the first part though?
Iekšējā.
Iekšējā asinosana.
Yeah, okay, we'll take that. Okay. And the last, oh no, I guess there are 2 more. Yeah.
Whoa, okay. Thunderforge. Prekonokav. Prekonokave.
Yeah, this one's pretty hard, I think, so I just... Pērkoņkalve.
What?
Pērkoņkalve.
Pronouncnce. Wow.
We can skip this one.
What? Yeah. Oh, the last one, Revenge. Yes. Uh, Atriebria? Atriebria?
Nope.
Atriebria. No.
No.
Atriebia? No. That's the one.
Biba. You have to end it with Biba.
Diba?
Biba.
Wow.
At-
Atrieba.
Atriebība.
Atriebība. Wow.
Yeah, okay, so that was fun. All right, but actually speaking about Revenge, like I don't know, man, that they are too crazy for me. Like I go back to them sometimes and try again, but I don't know, I can't get into them. Like this whole war metal genre. Like where do I start? Like I kind of like Archgoat, but that's about it.
Yeah, I guess Revenge. What I like about Revenge, actually, it does kind of remind me of that. I guess Carcass album. Um, how Carcass, I guess, started, because it was just pure chaos and just riffs everywhere on top of riffs, and it just didn't make too much sense. And I guess listening to bands like Revenge, it's just I get that old school feeling when I first heard Carcass. And I know that's totally a little bit different, but some of those Carcass songs do remind me a lot of how Revenge is. But yeah, you got sometimes it can get a little too much. Um, I guess you have to be in a weird, certain kind of mood to to listen to Revenge, and but like bands in that genre of war metal, like Conqueror, obviously Blasphemy, Archgoat, and I guess it's just pure chaos, pretty much, and it's like taking all the song structures are just crazy. It's just big notes everywhere with no bridges, pretty much.
I was watching some live videos of them, and it actually sounded like pretty cool and even better than the recordings, at least to me. Have you seen them live?
No, I've never seen them live. Never seen
Mm.
them live at all. Which would be good. Um, but Revenge would be a very extreme, pretty much version of that. The other band that I do like, I don't know where they're from. I don't know if they're from Finland. Blood Chalice. They're
Okay.
yeah, really good, and their songs are not as insane as as Revenge. Obviously, that band worships a lot of Conqueror, but they're easy to listen to.
Okay, we'll have to check them out. But okay, so let's move on to the next topic. So I also wanted to ask you, obviously we can see in your videos that you have tattoos, but I wanted to ask you whether you have tattoos that are related to metal or music in general.
Actually, yes, I have three tattoos that are related to metal. Which is the big S that I have in my back. Actually, you know what? This is a good story, but I'm gonna go get another beer, because I'm gonna need a beer for this.
Trees and podcasts, motherfuckers.
Oh, okay. So the first tattoo that I got was in early 2000s, or no, it was in the 90s, and this is I got a tattoo. I got the S for Sepultura, and Sepultura is obviously a big influence on me. Obviously the Max years, and I got this because again, I love Sepultura. And the first band that I was in, we only did covers, and almost all the covers were Sepultura covers. So I obviously loved them, and so I decided to get a tattoo. Was obviously underage, but the place that I went to, it was a bad place because I went to like a shopping mall that had a tattoo place in there, so that's a bad place to get one. And the guy drew it out. I provided him the image, and when he was doing the tattoo, halfway done, he tells me that the tattoo's backwards.
Wow.
So I'm like, what? I thought he was just fucking with me because I was a kid, and he was just trying to scare me or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool, man. I'm like, ah, don't worry about it. And when he had finished, he's like, yeah, it's backwards. I'm like, what do you mean it's backwards? I'm like, it's backwards. So it's when he put the stencil on, or whatever you call it, he put it backwards, so it's a Z instead of an S.
Wow.
So I have a backwards Sepultura logo on my back. But the only cool thing about it is when I look at myself in the mirror, it looks like an S.
Holy cow, man! And
So sometimes I say that it was on purpose, but I know that's bullshit.
so how big is it?
It's not that big. When I was a kid, I was like, just give me. It's almost the size of uh, I guess it's probably like 4 inches tall by 2 inches wide.
Like a patch or something, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a patch. So it's right smack in the middle of my back. So
Wow.
in between my two shoulder blades. So yeah, that sucks.
Okay.
The other one that I have is the other band that I loved growing up was Machine Head. So I got one of my favorite guitars, back then was Logan Mander was the guitarist for Machine Head. I think he's in another band now. I forgot what it's called. But he was only there for the first two albums, and then he left. Which Machine Head only had two guitars, which was Rob Flynn, and then there was the other guitarist that was Logan, and he had a tattoo on his I guess on his calf. It was like a dragon, it's like a tribal dragon. I thought it was the coolest shit ever. When I was a kid, and since I was still going to school, and my mom, I was trying to hide my tattoos from my mom because she would just kick my ass. I got it on my sleeve, on my shoulder, and it looks stupid. It looks like it didn't come out right because I printed the image out. This was like in the late '90s, early 2000s, and the way I printed it out, and the way the guy put it on me, the bottom of the mouth of the dragon looks like they punched him, so it looks kind of it's kind of fucked up, and I don't know, it's there, but yeah, it looks pretty bad. The original image looks cool, but didn't really come out as cool as I wanted it to. But that dude used a lot of ink, so it remained black for a long time. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And let's see, the last. Oh no, actually, I got another. I got 4 tattoos that are band related.
Okay.
Actually, well, yeah. So the other one is on my calf. It's inspired by the worm from Devourment. Um, if you're familiar with Devourment, or you guys are familiar with Devourment, they have like a worm that they use on their logo sometimes, or as a logo. And I got a bunch of worms that are coming out of my I guess like if I had socks on, they would be coming out of my socks or something. Yeah, they don't go all the way down because I was gonna be a little bitch and it was gonna hurt too much if they went below my ankle. So I was like, just stop right there. So, but there's a bunch of worms coming out, and it looks kind of cool. That one came out pretty good. Um, so yeah, that's based on not exactly devourment, but it's based on devourment. A bunch of worms coming out. Um, the other one's on my left forearm, and it's a tribal. It's like a tribal tattoo, even though again tribal tattoos were the shit in the '90s and early 2000s.
The one that looks
Uh,
like a bracelet, right?
yeah, the one that's on my arm looks like a bracelet. Even though the placement probably not the best, but if I get another tattoo and fill it in, it will look cooler, I guess. But it was for this band. I don't know if you're familiar with this band. It's called Living Sacrifice.
I
Oddly enough,
yeah, I have heard of them, but like I'm not really familiar with their material.
their material is all over the place. Their first album, because every single album that they have um, is different, and they haven't been like they've been consistent almost in every other year releasing an album, but each album is totally different genre. Their first album was total Slayer worship, because it sounds just like Slayer, um, except for the vocals. Their second album, it's more like a hardcore ish album. Their third album is like death metal. Um, they toured with Oppressor and also Malevolent Creation during that time, and their other albums are totally different. And then they made their own sound, I guess, and they just stuck with that sound. But on one of their albums, I forget which album was. I think is the I want to say Empowered album. It's like a. It sounds like what would you call that band? Converge.
Yeah.
Sounds like that. It's like a hardcore-ish album.
Mm-hmm.
And on the CD itself is black, like a matte black, but in the middle, it used to have a crown, like a crown of thorns, like Jesus, because they are a Christian band, but I always liked that the that tribal crowns, that logo that they had was really cool. So I was like, oh, that would look so cool around my arm. But the guy who did it, uh, yeah, he it looks kind of weird. From far away, it looks cool, but from up close, it looks weird. Um, so yeah, that would be the other tattoo that is band related. Um, I do want to get another one, but this is more of a genre type thing. It's for, the logo for Slam Crew Worldwide. Um, but I don't know if I want to get that on my head,
Wow.
like on the side of my head, kind of like Phil Anselmo, but just with the Slam Crew Worldwide logo, um, or just to cover up the bad Sepultura tattoo that I have on my back. But that would be like my whole back. But I still trying to decide if I want to do that. Obviously, for work reasons, I probably can't have it on my head. Yeah, obviously, I could still grow my hair out, but I don't know.
You know
So
what?
kind
I
of
just thought about it. They have this Slime Crew Worldwide. They have this like cool mascot with the hockey mask. Like that would, I think, look pretty cool as a
oh
tattoo as well.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, and I'm a big Jason fan, so um, that's another thing that I might be thinking of is probably putting it on my hand, I guess, above my knuckles. That flat part.
Oh yeah, cool. I remember that you showed some kind of merch. Maybe it was a bomber jacket or something like that, and it had like this very cool design that I thought would be pretty cool if it was also on patches. So I think that's also a pretty badass tattoo idea.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty much that one. Yeah, that hockey mask with the Jason. Um, I do have. There's this belt buckle that I bought and I just cut the part of the belt off. It's just a Jason hockey mask with two machetes, like a. It's almost like the cross and bones, the skull and crossbones, I should say. But it's instead of the skull is the hockey mask and two machetes. So I was thinking of doing that, and then also on my knuckles since it's like the SCWW, which is a Slam Crew Worldwide.
Mm.
Um, but again, I don't know. Depends. Because those are like obviously very visible, and not that is a big deal in New York, but for just for jobs and stuff like that, for work, it's a little bit I guess unprofessional or whatever. I don't know.
Well, maybe, yeah. But like the problem with me is that I have tattoos, but I don't have anything metal related yet, and I'm like kind of an indecisive princess when I think about that stuff because like the artworks that are fucking cool and that would be very awesome tattoos, I'm not a big as big of a fan of the music, and my favorite albums don't have very cool artworks. So I'm thinking about getting the artwork of my favorite album, but I'm not sure whether I would get the design if it wasn't associated with the album, if that makes sense.
Like what album or what?
I mean,
a-
the
and where?
design is not terrible, of course. I mean, the album is I don't know whether you have heard it. The band is Discarnate, and the album is And So It Came to Pass. It's pretty cool
Oh,
design, but I mean, I don't know. Like, it's my favorite album, and I will probably get that. But if it wasn't really associated with the music, I probably wouldn't get it as a tattoo. So, like a tattoo is a pretty extreme, how do you say it? Like, pretty extreme, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not the contribution, but, fuck. Pretty extreme investment, I guess, in itself. Uh, but if you are getting a tattoo of the band, like I think that's even more extreme. So I just wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel about, like, even the Sepultura tattoo and the machine head, like, after all this time, like, uh, do you regret them or not? I don't know.
um, regret because you never. The thing is that when there's a band that you like, and you whether or not you grew up with them or not, maybe you just really enjoy that album and it means a lot to you. Um, if you will get it on you and you'll have regret afterwards. The Sepultura tattoo I did regret when when Max and left, and then Igor left, and then what the new Sepultura I was not a fan of. I still haven't listened to any of their new stuff, but I still love it because it represents that time of the band that I did enjoy and that means a lot to me. So that's why I still undecisive if I should cover it up because I do love Sepultura and I do love that time when I got that tattoo. It did mean a lot to me, regardless if it was fucked up and the wrong way. But it I think it's a big commitment, but
Yeah,
also
that's the
it
word that I was looking for. Commitment, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it does represent what besides the musical taste or the band that you love, but getting a tattoo um, on you, and it's obviously a big commitment, but also it represents um, the kind of music that you love. So uh, yeah, I'm totally in favor for getting tattoos of bands, and whether or not you regret it, and maybe the band might change or whatever, but that's that song, that album that you love and that you identify with will always be there. with you. So it might remind you, like if you hear a certain song that may not be even be metal related, maybe a good time that you had with your friends that don't listen to metal or something. Maybe in school, it reminds you of a certain good period point in your time. Um, that's what the Sepultura tattoo reminds me of. Um, all that time that we did have a cover band for Sepultura, so obviously it means a lot to me. Um, so as long as a tattoo means a lot to you at a certain point of time, I don't see the problem with getting a tattoo, and it shouldn't. Uh, Obviously, it's a commitment, but it shouldn't hinder. You shouldn't think about it that way, because if you have some sort of regret at the end, um, that shouldn't matter. Because right now the Sepultura tattoo, I'm like, I don't know if I should get it covered up or not, but I do love it because it does remind me of that great time that I had and why I fell in love with those albums and that band. So yeah, uh, I'm also just this reminds me about this year. I'm probably gonna get a tattoo for Neuroses in Times of Grace album cover. Um, because I love that artwork and yeah I love that album. That's another album that like you're contemplating on getting that tattoo from Disincarnate and so time come to pass I believe it's called.
No,
What's that?
you butchered the band name and the album name also. It's not disincarnate, it's discarnate or
Oh, this okay, but it's like a red album. I believe.
yep.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, I kind of remember that album. That this is a nice album. It's very. It will look good on a tattoo. Um,
Yes, I will probably get that. But I remember you also, I believe you said one time that you are planning to get like a tattoo of some kind of lyrics, maybe, possibly. Like you made some kind of a lyric video, if I am correct, and you said that you are planning to get that also as a tattoo. Is that right or no?
yeah, that's Neurosis in Times of Grace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the has like a dog with flames coming out of his mouth. Um, I I always love that artwork, but that album too, it does remind me of a cool time, you know, growing up, I guess, or during that time. That was an album that I enjoyed a lot. Um, you know, going to the beach, it reminds me of all that good times. And when that album came out, it was like awesome. So whatever anything that reminds me of a good point in my life, I guess that and the music that I was listening to, obviously the music is involved with a lot of stuff that goes on, and it's a cool memory, just looking at a tattoo, and just remembering of how great that album is for one thing, how great the band is, or whatever song you like, and also if it reminds you of a good time in your life or around that album that when that came out it's a good memory. It's good. That's what tattoos are about, something that means a lot to you and it reminds you of something besides looking pretty awesome, but it should have some sort of meaning and why. If someone asks you, hey, that's cool tattoo, what's that about? And you know the whole explanation of the story. Whether the person understands what you're talking about, at least you know what it's about, and it represents something that you willing enough to get on your skin forever, or if you decide to cover it up or not. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that actually sounds pretty convincing, I guess. So, I mean, I know that you love this band that I'm gonna mention in a second, and I mean, I really like them. I don't know whether I love them, but like, I'm sure you have seen the design. I will send you it on Facebook, and I will put it on the screen for everybody who is watching on YouTube, but like the band Cytotoxin, like I found this fucking awesome design. Like this might be like the best design that I have ever seen, and it would be a very awesome tattoo. But like I don't love the band as much to get a tattoo of them. I'm actually planning on getting this as a back patch. Do you see it? Or I mean, yeah, I sent it to you. Should be.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
Yeah, I've
no?
seen that. I love this. You know what? And I love this image so much of cytotoxin, and I do love the band. But this is one of those things that when I saw this, I'm like, oh, that is fucking awesome. I have to order that shirt. And they only have like a medium if they still have it. And my fat ass is not a medium at all. But I'm willing enough to buy it, to own it, just to have that image with me. Because yeah, that image is freaking awesome. I love that.
Oh, do you actually have the shirt?
No, I never got a chance to order it because I think it sold out already.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So by the time I was like getting around to it, I was like, ah, damn, it's already sold out. So there's only like a small, I think. No, that would never happen.
I think hoodies were available also, so I don't know whether they are now, but maybe check if you want to. I don't know. But okay, we will wrap it up in a second, but we just have one last segment, and it's called, I guess, rapid fire round or something like that. So I will basically just ask you some questions and try not to rant, but just answer in a word or two.
Ooh, that's gonna be hard.
I mean, those are simple questions, like nothing too hard. Okay, so are you ready?
All right, let's do this.
How many cats do you have?
5.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you?
They're all assholes.
Wait. Okay. So I know that you have Dimebag and Wasabi. Like, so what's the name of the others?
The other one is Saki, Misaki, and Jubei.
Okay. Cool.
From,
So continuing the Japanese theme, then samurais versus Vikings. Who wins? Or who is your favorite? I guess.
Vikings.
Okay. Are you a gambler?
No.
What is the next concert that you are planning to go to?
Oh, damn, that's a good one. Oh man. Hopefully it's Hideous Divinity.
Awesome.
Oh no, I know which one. That I already have tickets for sure. It's Rammstein.
Oh, okay. That's also cool. What's your favorite Nile album?
Black Seas of Vengeance.
Nice. What was the last movie that you saw in the cinema?
Let's see, where was it? I saw Snatch.
Okay.
Um,
If you had, like basically your dream tour, your dream concert, if you could choose 3 bands, what would they be? The lineup,
Oof.
basically.
Oh wow. Wow, that's a good one. Jesus, off the top of my head, let's see. I have to say, Internal Bleeding. Damn it, I should know this. Well, Dream Tour, whether the members are alive or dead, or
It doesn't matter. It can be like the band doesn't have to be active. Like it's pure.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it'd be Internal Bleeding, Deeds of Flesh, and I will have to say, oh my god. I don't know why I'm gonna say this. I'm probably gonna change my mind, but Belphegor.
Okay, and of course the last one, and I ask this to everyone who comes on. Your message to everyone who is listening, or your, I don't know, contributions or your wishes to everybody.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, I hope I didn't butcher your language.
Sorry for that.
It's okay, but I'll keep on practicing that, even though that's like pretty hard. Um, but pretty much when I how I always end my videos, I do mean that take care of yourself, take care of each other, support metal in all its fucking forms. Before you take it upon yourself to take care of someone, make sure you take care of yourself first, because that's always important. You can't help nobody if you don't try to resolve your own problems or issues, or try to fix yourself before you try to help someone else out. Um, I'm gonna add another one into it besides stay hydrated. Um, uh, be good to animals because they only look at you. They don't care how you look like or what race you are. They only look at you in kind, and they'll always come back to you with because they obviously love you. So love animals back. And when I say support metal in all those fucking forms, I truly mean that. Whether it be like any involvement that you could have in metal, like this podcast, like making videos on YouTube, or just being in a band, or buying merchandise from a band, or helping them out however you can. Um, it's awesome, and the metal community in general is very tight knit. Um, Again, we learn bands from every country, and we know no boundaries. And yeah, just obviously enjoy a good beer or wherever you do. But just be kind to everyone else, and take care of yourself. And yeah, hopefully that made sense.
Absolutely, yeah, man. And we are over an hour, obviously, and we didn't even get to all of the topics that I wanted to, but I just realized that we uh, didn't even talk about your YouTube channel. And of course, for anybody who is not subscribed yet, please go and subscribe to Trez's YouTube channel, Total Metal Rejection. Like, how would you describe your YouTube channel to somebody who is not familiar with it yet, just in a couple of words?
Well, it's just again, it's trying to support bands. Pretty much, it's just about recommendations, and getting recommendations. It's like tape trading, pretty much in the old days, when you are with your friends. You have a band, and then a friend recommends a band to you, and that's how you learn about bands. And that's what my channel is about: just giving recommendations on bands, and helping underground bands, and help supporting bands in any way I can. Whether it be reaction videos or buying their merch, and letting everybody else know what's new, or what I think is cool, and then accepting recommendations from, I guess, the comments and viewers, just to expand our metal knowledge pretty much to everybody.
Yeah, I really love that tape trading analogy. But what's the deal with the reaction videos lately, like for the last year or something like that?
Well, it's something that I always like watching reaction videos, but the part that I hate about it is that when I watch some reaction videos, it's always the same thing, like Ozzy Osbourne, Pantera, and stuff like that, which I do love. But it's always cool when you make someone listen to, like a friend that doesn't listen to metal, see their reactions to it, which I think is cool, and I like watching that. But at the same time, their picks to me are all wrong. Because if I had to show someone what metal is, I would show them the stuff that I like, the brutal shit, the evil shit, and not the most mainstream stuff. So if I could put that out there and put that as a metal reaction, and that way, if someone just puts on YouTube metal reactions, hopefully they come across my channel and see some brutal shit, and they're like, whoa, this is fucking cool, instead of reacting to the same stuff like corn and stuff like that, which I really care about. But also is that I like to order a lot of stuff from Europe, and that takes a long time to get over here. So I think between waiting for new merchandise and then showing it on my channel, um, I want to do like reaction videos in between. That way, it's not a long period of time before I do another video while I wait for merchandise to show, I guess. And so that's why I'm doing reaction videos, and also that a lot of bands have been contacting me, so I could check their song out or their video. So now this has become another type of form of supporting bands that are probably not known, that I don't know, and maybe they don't get enough play, or whether it be the algorithm of YouTube that their videos don't show up. If they will contact me, and if it's like obviously music that I'm into, like black metal, brutal death metal, grindcore, porno grind, all that good stuff. I would definitely check it out, and I wouldn't have a problem showing that to whoever's watching. That way, they get some play, and also get just to show the bands off, pretty much just to help them out in any way I can. Whoever hasn't heard a particular band, like right now, I just found a band that came out in 2018 that they contact me just so I could check them out, and they sound amazing. They sound just like Cannibal Corpse, and it's really freaking awesome. Which I'm probably gonna post maybe tomorrow, I think. But yeah, really awesome. That otherwise I would never know about this band, and they came out in 2018. So just to try to help support bands, and if I could do that with a reaction video as well, that's also cool.
All right, man, and I will just say this one final thing to end this podcast. Like, the way that you air guitar is fucking priceless. Like, I haven't seen anyone else doing power chords like that. So yeah, that's awesome, and we will finish on that. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for your time. Thank you to everyone who is listening. If you liked the podcast, please share this episode. And we will see you next time. Thank you and bye.
Cheers.